Just ahead on Renovations, the living room ceiling and attic floor of this 50-year-old suburban home will be demolished to expose an elegant cathedral ceiling. Plus, framing goes up for a new master bedroom suite and an exterior wall is taken down to create a new rear entrance. That's next on Renovations. Hello and welcome to Renovations. I'm Bart Shadlow. This 1950s two-bedroom Cape Cod home is about to go through some major renovations, both inside and out. A new second floor will be added, the kitchen will be remodeled, and this gabled portico will be replicated as a new side entrance to the kitchen. And here's the builder, Bobby Lunston. How are you?
Hey Bart, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
I understand the biggest part of this job is putting a second floor addition in. What's that going to look like back here?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to actually demolish the entire roof back here, come off with a new second floor to create a master bedroom and bathroom.
Wow. I see someone else is doing something around here. What's he up to?
Yeah, Nick is just taking some quick measurements and getting the layout for a new foundation, which we're trying to create a little room back here, which will be the entrance to our new door. So we'll take out the stones.
And, so you got a new entrance going back there?
That's what we'll have. They have no way of getting in there now.
Oh, okay, so this is the main living area, and they're taking out the ceiling here.
Yeah, well, first we're taking out the plasterboard that's on there.
Yep.
It's hiding the 2x6 ceiling joist that we're going to replace and cut out later. And then what we'll do is we'll just rough cut these for now and get them out of the way, open this up to the big cathedral area.
All these walls are coming out?
Every one of them.
Wow, basically gutting the place.
Exactly. You can see how gloomy it was. Very claustrophobic with the walls and ceiling.
I can imagine. That's going to open up this place incredibly.
Extremely. Remember we were out back, I showed you where we're going to have the entranceway to the back?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is where it's going to be.
Again, this is an electrician, obviously. What's he doing here at the moment?
Well, what he's doing, he's going in front of us and sometimes behind us, removing the old electrical lines that are probably live or dead from previous renovations.
What's this all about?
Well, what's going to happen in here is just going to be like a phase 2. We're going to tear this out, new kitchen, blow out some walls.
Basically redoing the whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm interested to see these cathedral ceilings. Can we get up to the attic?
Sure. Just follow me.
So, Bobby, how long is this going to take to get all this demolished?
I'm saying we could have everything completed within a week.
About a week, huh?
Then what we'll do is we'll start doing our wall framing, our restructuring of our roof that we have now to beef it up because we're going to be adding 2x10s to these 2x6 ceiling joists.
And you're finishing everything off with drywall?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And then this is the area we're stating it will be the walkway, the cantilevered area, and this will float out to the main dormer that we're going to be
so
putting up.
So there's a walkway here that's overlooking the living area?
Exactly. This will all be open below.
Safety rail along here?
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to have the dormer back of here?
Correct. That'll be the master suite.
Yep. So obviously this ceiling's going to come out?
That's all going to have to get cut out later on. Waiting for the weather on that one.
All right, great. Well, I'm going to go downstairs and see what the electrician's doing.
Okay.
Come on, back downstairs here with Ben, the electrician. What are you up to, Ben?
Well, this outlet was in an existing wall. Now that wall's being removed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this back down to the basement and find out where it goes, either straight back to the panel or a junction box, and delete it. We're going to run all new outlets. So
okay, so
that's basically just, we'll go down and we'll see where this goes.
Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so we're now down in the basement, and this is where you think this wire is leading to, huh?
Yeah, I traced this back from upstairs, and where that wall was at one time, and it comes back here. This runs the length of the rafter.
So your job here is just want to take this wire out. We don't need it anymore because that came from that wall that's been removed.
Yeah, we're deleting it. Anything else that's going to be put back up in that room as it becomes a living room again will come straight from the panel.
And then once it's deleted, just pull it through, and that's
pull it through.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, and this will be out of here. This will be no longer needed. This wire's every bit of 45, 50 years old. I'm actually going to change this box to a 4-inch 1900 box because there's just too many leads in here to begin with. and it's going to create some problems.
This must be tricky trying to do your work while demolition is going on, even as we speak upstairs. How do you do that? How do you keep ahead of what's going on down there so they don't get electrocuted and so forth?
Just pretty much take heed to what Bobby's doing upstairs, because he's the one doing the demo.
Yeah.
Try to stay ahead of him as much as possible.
What's the next step here?
To make the work keep moving, I'm going to splice these all together. It's just a temporary setup for the next couple of days so that they have power up there for ripping those walls out.
Oh, okay, so the guy's building out.
Once they get moving into the attic area and they don't need those outlets down there, then I'll take an hour or 2 hours, whatever it takes to get back down here and trace these out. Any wire that's bad, replace it from the panel forward. And I'll make the judgment call on that.
When we come back, framing goes up for the second floor addition, plus the subfloor goes down. Just ahead on Renovations, a 1950s Cape Cod home gets a new rear entrance, a tiled floor is laid in a new master bathroom, plus a worn-out kitchen gets a facelift. All that and more next on Renovations. Welcome to Renovations. I'm Bart Shadlow. Last time on the show, major renovation work began on this 1950s Cape Cod home, turning a cramped one-story house into an open living space, complete with second floor master suite. Let's take a look. The living room ceiling and attic floor were demolished to make way for this elegant cathedral ceiling. And a parallam beam was installed to provide structural support for the second floor, while providing a bold design element. In the back of the house, closets and walls were removed to open up the space, and a mudroom addition was begun. Over here, the living room wall was also removed to open up the kitchen, creating a great room in the process. With that work complete, it's time to get on with the renovation. As you can see, the kitchen demolition is finished, and the drywall for the ceiling is about to go up. Once that's done, new cabinets, Formica countertops, and a ceramic tile floor will be added. Also, the front gabled portico will be replicated as a new side entrance to the kitchen. Out the back, a new door will be put on the mudroom addition, and upstairs, the master bathroom is having a new tile floor installed. Let's have a look. Now in the bathroom here, where Bruce is laying down the baseboard for the floor tiles. Bruce, tell us what you're doing.
Now I'm measuring up for the water pipes and the drain pipe. I have to drill holes into the cement board.
This is cement board. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Why do you use this rather than anything else?
This stabilizes the floor so nothing moves around, the tile won't crack and they won't move.
Okay, so it's nice and thick. And tell us, how do you cut these holes once you've got them measured up?
You either cut it with a diamond blade on your saw, and I usually use these diamond saw holes.
So you're ready to cut?
I'm ready to drill a hole.
All right. Great. Now the big test, see if it fits.
That'll be it.
I'm sure it does. The old rule of measuring twice and cutting once. Ah, yeah, look at that. Before tiling, the cement board is nailed to the subfloor and then taped. Well, Bruce has finished putting down the cement board, he's taped it up, and now he's basically measuring the tiles up, ready for cutting. Bruce, tell us what you're doing here.
We're measuring up for the water line, and we're going to measure up for the waste.
Right.
And we're going to cut them holes, and then we can put this one down.
Tell us a bit about these tiles. What are they made of?
They're ceramic tiles, and on the back you can see they have the webbing so they grip and don't slide around.
Okay. And is this one ready to cut?
Yep, this one's ready.
Bruce, tell me a little bit about this saw that you're using to cut the tiles.
It's a wet saw. The water keeps the blade cool so it doesn't burn your blade out.
What sort of blade is it?
It's a diamond blade. So we'll just break these off now.
So Bruce, be honest, how many tiles have you broken cutting holes in them?
Quite a few. It happens. They're very hard and they're brittle, you know. They don't bend. So if you put a lot of pressure on them, they will break.
And do you put down just enough adhesive for one tile and then lay the tile and then move on like that? Is that how you do it?
Basically, when we're just fitting, I'll just do one tile. Once we get going, then I'll do big areas and lay a lot of tile at one time.
So you got a bit of setting time with this?
Quite a bit.
Yeah. And obviously you put your spacers in there so you've got a nice even gap between each tile.
Yes.
Great. Well, we've got half of that hole done. You've got to cut another one after that. And then I guess once you've done all that, once you've done the tricky areas where the pipes and plumbing are coming through, it's pretty straightforward.
Then it'll be a piece of cake.
Good. Great stuff. While the bathroom tile is installed, in the kitchen drywall work continues. Hey, Bobby, throwing up some dust there.
Yeah, just cutting it out with a drywall router.
So you've been cutting this out for this recessed light fixture there?
Oh, we want it nice and tight.
Okay.
That way the recessed lighting cap fits over there real nice and snug.
I also noticed just over here you did some prep work on the joists here. You cut out some of the original joists?
Yeah, what we did, when we originally did the framing on the second floor dormer, we also extended 2x10s across the old ceiling in the kitchen. Only because they had 2x6s and we added storage upstairs, so we wanted a beefier floor.
No, basically you're going to have people walking up there, whereas before it was just a
Right,
roof.
and you would get that bow in the floor.
Okay.
We didn't want to see that.
Okay. What sort of glue are you using, Bobby?
We're just using regular construction adhesive. Adheres the drywall to the framing, eliminates a lot of nail pops. Little insurance.
Right.
And what we're going to do is just tack this sheet up here, and I'll, how's that fit?
Oh, nice. Look at that. So, Bobby, how much longer do you think this job will take you?
Probably another 2 hours.
Yeah,
Do it
finish
the
the
right way.
kitchen. Well, it looks like you're about ready to cut out the hole for this light fixture. I'll leave you to it. Next on Renovations, a new back door completes the mudroom, plus an oak hardwood floor is installed. Welcome back to Renovations. This Cape Cod style home has undergone some major renovation work. A second floor addition, a new kitchen and new exterior entrances are all underway. Here at the rear of the house, the homeowners originally had planned to put a new door in this stone wall, but instead have decided to expand this area to include a mudroom. With most of the work completed, the exterior door is about to be installed. Hey, Bobby, looks like you've been very busy since we saw you last.
Sure have been, Bart.
You're about to hang this door. Can you tell us what you do?
Yeah, what we're doing now is we're just going to pre-fit the door, do like a dry run.
Now, this is a pre-hung door that you just you basically give your measurements. Is it a custom-made thing, or is it pretty much off the shelf?
Pretty well much off the shelf. It's just considered a 9-light raised 2 panel hardware, and we've added a deadbolt so to give the homeowner a lot of security.
So it obviously fits. You cut the hole, what, a little bit wider than you need. What do you do with the take up that slack there?
Well, what we do is we leave enough room for insulation to come down, probably about a ½ inch in between the door jamb and the rough framing.
And the purpose of that is just to stop drafts coming through.
Try to eliminate all the drafts we can. And what Bruce is doing now, he's putting 2 beads of caulk down,
yeah.
which the door will sit on.
Right. This is an
And,
added precaution with as far as sealant, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it also keeps some of the bugs out too.
And then you just sit this thing in.
Well, we just set it in, and then he'll level it up and center it in from the inside.
Yep.
And he's making sure the reveals on this door are all correct. You know, one of the most common mistakes they do is get a door that's out of level, and it never shuts right, doesn't seal right. Okay? What I'm doing now is I'm just tacking it with some 2-inch brad nails,
Yep.
and then we'll We'll come back and we'll drill and recess our holes, put our screws in.
What size bit are you using here, Bobby?
We're using a 5/8 fly bit here, and what this is going to do is give us enough room to throw a plug in there.
Right.
Cover the screw.
How deep are you going with this?
Actually about 1/4 of an inch on the average. Enough to cover the head of the screw and still get enough beef on the wood.
All right, this is the last screw going in. And now you just shimmy it up, put some plugs in.
That's all that's need to be done. Put the hardware on, we're finished.
Ready to go. Well, we're back inside the house and a lot has happened since last time we were here. The recessed lighting and fans have been put in. The ceiling has been popcorn surfaced. We've got a new front door and the fireplace has been repointed. Looks very nice. We got Jason here putting in this floor. Jason, tell us about this. What sort of timber are you using?
Yeah. It's oak hardwood floors, random length.
No, so random length means how do you lay that out?
Meaning you don't want your joints to fall on top of each other the next board.
And I've noticed you've got actually using all sorts of lengths. This piece here is just over 1 foot.
Right.
And then you've got another piece, you know, this is 5, 6 feet.
Right, you don't want your joints lining up because when the wood expands and contracts, you're going to see the spaces.
Tell us about this tool. What does this do?
It nails a nail right into the tongue. So you won't see the nails on the top.
So this thing here, this sits up against the...
Exactly. This sits against the floor and this will sit against the tongue. And it'll drive the nail right directly in there.
Which means you don't see any nailing.
You don't see any nails and you don't have to worry about cracking the tongue. So then your next piece will fit right in there.
Great. So what's the next step, Jason?
Our next step is to cut our angle for our first starter piece over there.
Okay.
Come over and see how it fits.
Okay, you're cutting these at 45 degrees?
It's actually 44 degrees. Sometimes it's a little off and you'll see it, and you want as tight as you can be. You don't want any gaps.
That's very tight. That's nicely done.
Yes. And we'll just continue on.
And then once this floor is all laid, is it sealed with some sort of treatment?
You don't have to, but we like to put another coat of polyurethane on so that if you get any moisture or water between here and here is where it'll
get sealed, so it won't actually, water won't penetrate.
Yep.
Great. And then that's it. You don't need to polish it or buff it or anything like that?
Nope, just keep it clean.
Looks very nice. Coming up on Renovations, a spiral staircase joins the first floor with the new master bedroom suite. Welcome back to Renovations. I'm Bart Shadlow. For the past 3 months, major renovation work has been underway at this 50-year-old suburban home. But as in most renovations, changes do occur that sometimes lead to monies that are allocated for one job being redirected towards another. Instead of building a new side portico entrance to replicate the front entrance of this home, the owners have opted instead to install a wooden spiral staircase. Now, this is a much more expensive option than a conventional staircase, but one that will have a huge impact on the living space. Hey, Bobby, this is impressive.
You like this, huh?
It looks great. It adds so much to this room.
Yeah, that it does. It's given a nice decor.
What sort of wood is this?
This is solid oak.
Yeah? And this comes in kit form?
Yeah, it comes like a big jigsaw puzzle.
And what's Jason doing down here?
Well, what he's doing right now is he's tightening up the nuts that hold these stair treads on. Ready, Jason?
So these two bolts, that's all that holds each tread up?
Correct. But you get a little more support system from the railings and the way that you got your spindles coming down.
Right. And so once you put it onto the bolt, you put your nuts on the end here, you tighten them up, and then I guess you put some sort of plugs.
We just have a cap that just slides right up on top.
Right.
And then once he's done,
it's all very neat. You don't see anything. So we've got this final tread going in, Bobby. What are you doing over here?
what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to connect the two steps together. And what we have here is two mortise joints.
Right.
That'll be secured to the stair tread.
Okay, so you've basically got two different components. You've got this piece that connects the two of tread to tread, and then you've got this simpler piece that just sits on top of each tread and ties it into the rail.
Yeah, this is more just for safety, and this here would be for the structural. And this gets screwed in. I'll show you how that's done. And these also get caps.
Yeah. It's nicely designed. It really ties the thing in together. Bobby, I seem to remember the original idea was to have the staircase going straight down this hallway here. Why did that change?
Well, what we did is we actually changed the layout upstairs. We threw the bathroom onto the other end to create more of a living room, loft bedroom type of atmosphere.
And so a straight staircase would have just eaten into that space, right?
Right, and we figured we had this extra space here, might as well utilize it and try to fancy it up.
Well, and it sits nicely in the room too, I think.
And it does. They still have room to put their furniture in, and it'd be quite comfortable.
Well, now that all the treads and the spindles are in place, it's time now to attach this one-piece railing. This looks kind of tricky, Bobby.
Yeah, it is. We're just temporarily setting it in here.
Now, is it true this is all one piece?
It's all one piece look, but it's actually a laminated oak pieces, probably 1/4, 3/8 put together, and then put through a steamer, twisted.
So
in
the
the
thinner
form.
pieces laminated together, glued.
And then actually steamed and fitted into a clamp system that gives us its shape.
Wow, that's impressive. Looks great. Coming up, custom cabinets are installed and work on the kitchen is completed. For questions or comments, please write to Renovations, care of HGTV, Box 50970, Knoxville, Tennessee 37950. Be sure to include the episode number and your daytime telephone number. Welcome back. With a new second floor addition and a new rear entrance, this 1950s Cape Cod home has undergone a big transformation over the past 3 months. This 25-year-old kitchen has been demolished, new walls and flooring have been added, and now the cabinets are being installed. Bobby, how's it going?
Not too bad, Bart.
This looks like this is where the sink's going?
That's correct. This is sink basin. All we're drilling now is the couple of holes for the plumbing.
And is this a custom-made kitchen?
To a certain point, it is.
Right.
I'll drill another hole yet for the main drain, and then we'll set it in.
And how long does this job normally take you?
Probably about 2 days.
Right.
Install the kitchen, yeah.
Yep.
Then you got to add your time for your countertops, finish work, and the backsplashes.
Nice fit. Bobby, what are some of the challenges in putting a kitchen in like this?
Mainly just starting off level and plumb. If you don't, you're going to mess yourself up with your cabinets.
Right.
You have to find your start point. You can see we have lines on the walls.
Yeah.
And we have our benchmark, which creates our line all the way around the entire kitchen. What I'm doing here, Bart, is I found my studs on the walls.
All right.
And that tells me that's exactly where my stud is, so I know where to put my screw. Now what I'm doing is I'll pre-drill just around the top here.
Yeah. When you put these studs in, they're just at 16-inch centers, aren't they? You don't put them in specially to fit the kitchen as you anticipated going in?
If we're building the house, yes. But
Right.
that is a good question because we don't know where these studs are. Even though this has been re-drywalled, we still don't know where they are. In the older places, we're just furred out over
Right.
the block.
Right.
So that's what we have to watch out for because every screw counts. Now what I've done is I've pre-drilled that. Now what Jason's going to do is going to lift the back end up just a little bit to that line.
Okay. And this is just to hold it while you get the thing level, right?
Right. We're going to come around the front here and we're going to shim up the bottom. That's good, Jason, right there. This side. That's good. Now what I'm doing is I'm just clamping these together a little bit. And now I'll shim out the back here. Can you give me a little room here, Jason? Bring the bottom up a little bit. Okay.
Once the cabinets are level, holes are drilled in the door frames and the cabinets are screwed together.
How long do the shims stay in? Is it until you've put in the next piece?
Well, when we're done with all the top countertops and everything's leveled out where we want it, then we'll cut them out because there's a kick plate that goes over that will hide all those shims.
Ah, I see. This is really the tricky part of putting in kitchen cabinets is just making sure they line up right.
You want your doors all to be lined up and also the tops have to be lined up, otherwise the countertop doesn't fit correctly.
Right.
With the new cabinets and countertops installed, this kitchen renovation is complete.
Well, that about wraps it up at this house. But before we go, let's take a quick look at the work that has taken place. The first floor ceiling and attic floor were demolished to make way for these elegant cathedral ceilings. A second floor addition was built that includes a master bedroom suite, including a tile bath. A new updated kitchen was put in, including new walls and cabinets, plus new hardwood flooring, parallel strand beam, and a spiral staircase were installed in this enlarged living space. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us next time for more projects and houses on the next Renovations.